Let's do some Open League Virgo Cup. Here's the game plan. Gold Chip's gonna be my winner. We got the speed, we almost have the power, and pretty good wit. Stamina too much, guts too much, but hey. Not a lot of skills, but they're all the skills I need. I had initially planned to make a team of 3 end closers, all running opening gambit. I wanted to invert the race and win with power. But mile races are won on power, regardless of debuffs. Power and speed. And if your girls are up in front, you're gonna have to make do with recovery. I'm allowed to make better girls because they're not as targeted. But the strat changed. I decided I wanted a runner in front to keep other front runners from having skills go off. If the opening gambit doesn't hit any of the front runners, they get away. And Gold Ship might come in 3rd or 4th. So, my Suzuka is not here to win. She's here to stay in front as long as possible until Gold Ship can take over. I changed El Condor Pasa to a late surger because that's what she's better at, and opening gambit is... she's loud. An opening gambit is a mile skill, not an end closer skill. And the only card that has opening gambit is Agnes Tachyon. So rolling for that skill is annoying, even though she has 6 possible skills on her support card. And opening gambit only hits for 10% of velocity. That's why I wanted 3 opening gambit girls, so I could just minus 30%. Or, well, it's minus 10, minus 10, minus 10. And in multiplication terms, because this is a math game, not a horse racing game, basically it's not 30% debuff. It's a 10% ding, then a 10% ding, and then another 10% ding. But if they happen within general succession of one another, it's probably gonna, like, be a 30% debuff anyway. So that's my strategy. Loud. Everyone's so loud. Alright, that's my team strategy. Let's see what the enemy's doing here. My opponents, they have very nice dresses. Let me guess, Lucky 7? No? How can you run Mati Kanefuka... I cannot pronounce that. How can you run Mati without running Lucky 7? This is lots of recovery, but they won't have the power to win, but maybe I'm wrong. Mati could probably actually take this based on consistency of stats. Fuji, Kaseki, only 1 recovery skill? This one is a build. This user has a plan. Wes has a plan. And they want Fuji to win. Fuji can't win with that stamina. Not with this 1 recovery skill. She might have a chance, though, and that worries me. Not enough power, not enough guts, good wit, not enough stamina, powerful speed, but a late surger. If you're gonna run a late surger with that much speed and not enough power, you're gonna be outpowered at the end. All of these nice skills. A lot of my opponents run skill-heavy girls. This? I'd be afraid of it, right? You should be a little bit afraid of this. This can win on numbers alone. But it's a late surger. I have flustered late surger skill. I have opening gambit. They don't have enough guts. And they have all of these skills. Not a lot of skills, but with that much wit, they're not going to make it. This Rudolph is underprepared. B in mile, low wit, good stamina. I think this one might stay in the race, but Daiwa Scarlet might not be a threat. But hey, I try not to underestimate my opponent's builds. Even though I do look at their numbers and immediately go, you don't have enough because your skills don't make a plan. Your skills are just girls running. And that's no plan at all. Here's my plan. Opening Gambit. Minus 10% movement speed, basically. Subdue the late surgers in the early, keep them in my range with end closers. And at the end, shut off pace chasers. Suzuka should be in front, so I don't need to counter front runners. Let's see how that goes. One, two, three. There's Suzuka. Daiwa's coming in behind. She's about to get opening Gambit. Subdue the late surgers. No opening Gambit. Did not proc. Not a concern. Ooh, I like those spats. Daiwa might get up front of me. Ignited speed should pop off here. I have ignited speed on Suzuka. Nope. Skill didn't proc. This is where the race starts. There's speed, puts me in front, allows me to get, right there. Lead from the view. Puts her ahead. She also has angling and scheming. So Fuji's the threat. But now she's not. Here comes Gold Ship. Gold Ship should take first. Please. Ooh, that Fuji might be the winner. That's a good plan. I think I called that one. A good plan. 2, 3, 4. Was Fuji the long shot? Number 5. Almost a long shot. Yeah. I thought I underestimated the stamina. Good skills. This is actually a pretty good Fuji, but she's actually underpowered. She could have a lot more power here, or a lot more stamina. I already got to Group A. I already did my first runs. I just want to see how my girls perform now. Lots of 2 stars. These are probably... Okay, let's see. Oh, yeah. Hmm. I'm actually worried about this Oguri. But, pretty well built. Smart build. Let's see what we got here. Didn't I just look at these? Yes. Here we go. Daiwa in front. Pretty strong. Ooh, I like this Daiwa. This is a build. This is a build. Late Surger savvy, but isn't she's running in pace? I like my opponents, but Miles C. I don't know if this person... we'll see. I'd give up a bunch of numbers and stuff, but I don't really do the math for this game. I kind of just decide what I want and decide my skills around a game plan. Suzuka's gonna fight with Daiwa. Oguri's gonna hold that pace. How can I get a spot struggle at first that far? Oh, here comes Oguri. That's probably why. I'll be honest, I don't know how much you should be relying on recovery in a mile race, but if you're preparing for your opponents to have debuffs... Suzuka's gonna get outpaced by Oguri, and then it's a race between Goldship and Oguri, maybe. Maybe. Nope. Hesitant pace chasers. Oguri can still take it, though. That is Oguri to win! Nice. Nice. I called that. You don't need to be good at the numbers to really know what's going on. You just gotta have a plan. And the plan cannot be all three of my girls are going to win. The plan is how you're going to win and how each girl could win. This is a team game here. You got three girls working together. If they're not working together, they're running apart, right? That someone pulled her just to have her here. This is the least prepared Agnes. Oh wait, no, this is... Yeah, isn't this the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, this is the Fujo. Holy crap, dude. Yeah, this is... Someone just said whatever. I always like seeing that high speed number. It might work for them. It usually does. But they're always going to struggle for a position. I hope I win, because I'd like to win 3 at least. Let's see how it goes. There's Suzuka. Late start? Even with a late start, she just powers through it. She has the power and the speed to maintain position. She doesn't have the stamina to maintain the win. And when she wins, that means my opponents weren't prepared. Wish my sinuses were better. Daiwa Scarlet is a worry. But that's the plan. That's what the plan looks like when it works, but I didn't exactly have competition. There's no competition here. I had to face one team, not two. But Open League isn't supposed to be easier, it's supposed to be easier to participate in. Easy to participate in is vastly different than just easy to participate. Every time I see a long shot Fuji, I worry. That's a lot of guts. That's a lot of nuts. Yeah, this Fuji might beat me. Fuji might win. What is with the guts? Someone knows something I don't. Someone knows something I don't. Interesting. Why have a Grass Wonder be a pace chaser if you want her to be a dominator? Skill heavy. Is it the guts to make up for the stamina? But isn't stamina also partially... Oh, it's right. How does this work? The guts are like how fast you get your top speed at, and stamina is how long you can keep that going for? Something like that, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But this Taiki shuttle is interesting. This Grass Wonder confuses me. This Fuji Kaseki concerns me. Let's see what the other enemy has, the other opponent. Mile S, good power, decent stamina, pretty okay. But the skill selection seems rather... Run, run, run? Hello, what is this? You don't have the guts. You don't have the guts for this. By the way, in open bracket, your UMA score, or essentially B+, is at 8,200 score. So once you get past like 800 in your stat numbers, the score of the UMA starts to go up substantially. So seeing an UMA with an S stat in open is a gamble. And gambling is not a strategy. It is wishful thinking. But maybe I'm wrong. Let's be proven wrong. This is a blocking tactic. I love this. That Bakushin's gonna go and just like fall off. Let's see what happens. This is funny. Opening Gambit, they're all down! I'm gonna struggle with that Bakushin for like 5 seconds, and she's about to go to like 7th place in 10 seconds. Look at, she's already leaving the field! Oh, she's catching up. Nope, she's falling off. Gold Chip's gonna win this race. I am concerned about that first Taiki shuttle, though. Bakushin will not keep up. She can't. Even though Bakushin had the speed, she didn't have the stamina, or the power, or the guts to maintain her pace. Here comes Gold Ship. She's gonna cut right through. Okay, Taiki's not a worry. Fuji's the worry. Does Condor Pasa win this? Let's go, Pasa! Who came second? Rice Shower. The one I looked at said pretty decent. Because this is a good girl. But I don't think her teammates... She could... See what I mean here? 8,200. She could have bought one more skill. She could probably actually have gotten 700 power. If not that, you can pick up a green skill. Firm Conditions. She might have actually come in... Oh, she did come in second. But Firm Conditions would be helping this Rice Shower. This Fuji, the long shot. It's those guts I get confused about. Like I said, Bakushin couldn't do anything here. Not enough stamina, not enough guts. Power doesn't matter, she can't keep up. Doesn't have the wit to proc these skills. And like I said, this one's a gamble, not a strategy. Alright, pray to the heavens, we get 3 out of 5. If you can identify a strategy in your opponent's girls, then you're dealing with a pretty competent opponent. If you can't identify a strategy, you might be looking at chaos, or you might be looking at a strategy you've not seen before. The discernment... Excuse me. The discernment is a necessity. Winning ticket is not a winning ticket. That's a losing ticket. Mile F. Skills don't matter. King Halo? Skill heavy. On the inner post, so this doesn't matter. Lots of recovery. Lots of stamina. But a late surger, hoping to win on 600 power, isn't a plan. You need more power than this, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe skills, she doesn't have the wit for the skills. Here's the long shot. And I like this. I like this air groove. Pace Chaser might come in 5th for most of the race, but Firm Conditions, ooh, looking to cut me out. So this is a plan. The plan for this person, for Talon here, is to get air groove to win. These don't matter. This isn't a strategy. This is, I've got 3 girls I want to win, and these are the best that I have. This is the only decent girl that this person has trained, and they don't have a strategy around her, but the racer herself has her own strategy to win. She's working alone. Let's see this. Maruzensky? That is a lot of skills. How can you be a front runner? I can see that. That Maruzensky is going to hold 3rd for most of the race, though. Oguri is the threat. This is the threat. This isn't a plan. Not enough wit to make use of all those skills. The biggest concern I have with a lot of players who think that they can just rely on a lot of skills, but neglect the numbers game, are also forgetting they need a strategy. But I think Rarwolf here actually has a strategy, which is awesome. I like the strategy. The strategy is to get Maruzensky in, to have Taiki Shuttle to win, or Oguri Cap to win. Basically, they're just trying to maintain a position. That's not the best of a strategy, but it is a strategy. So, I think Oguri could win this. Who did I say would maintain 5th? The Taiki Shuttle? No, the vodka, right here. If Maruzensky passes me... Nope. Maruzensky has to fall in line. Oh! Never mind! Give me an ignited speed boost. Fighting. Ooh! 5th, vodka. Here comes Maruzensky with all that recovery. The consistency in her is going to keep her on the field, but she's going to come in 3rd. There's no way. I don't believe it. Maybe she'll come in 1st. I'd like to see it. Here comes Gold Ship! Ooh, hesitant end closers. But I've got the power. That was a good race. What did I say? I said, Maruzensky would get 3rd. Oguri, I thought she was a threat. Ah, pretty close, actually. Both of these. Good girls. That was a good strategy. But Air Groove didn't have teammates. She had runners with her. 7th, but I said she would hold 5th for most of the race. If you understand your strategies, you can completely ignore the numbers. You can completely ignore most of the skills. If you know what you're doing, do that.